Hi there, I'm Rod Bergeron, and this is another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know, where you're from. I'd love to know what it is that you like to paint too, because I'm looking for video ideas all the time. I just wet the top 2/3 of that page, and I have a hill that started going down this. And I'm using a 3/4 inch flat brush here, and I'm just gonna stroke some blue across the page there, and we're not going to do any more than that to it. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to pick up some Payne's gray, and I'm going to put a little bit of sort of trees on the left, trees on the right. I'm going to pick up a little bit more Payne's gray that's a little bit more intense, and we're just going to let that all sort of bleed together there. We're not going to try to influence it too much. I'm going to take this brush with my Payne's gray, I'm going to put it into the water and right back out, so I get a little bit of a wash here. I'm just going to drag that across. I'm not going to do any more than that to it. Now I'm going to take this brush, I rinsed it out really well, and I'm going to pick up some sienna here. Okay, I'm just going to drop some sienna in a few places like that. And I'm going to also take this and I'm going to drop this sienna into a few places like that. And we're just going to let that all mix together, all right? This is my #1 round brush, and those of you that have watched me before, you've seen that I've sharpened one end of it. And I'm just going to scribe some lines into here to create some tree branches. And I'm not pressing very hard. Anything wooden will do. You know, you could use a toothpick or a barbecue skewer, or you could just do what I do and just sharpen the end of one brush. I do this to the #1 watercolor brush because I have it on hand all the time, so I know it's readily available to me. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow ochre here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow ochre in a few spots like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing across here. I'm going to scribe a few lines in just to create some visual interest at the front here. And I'm going to say that's not quite dark enough, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to put it into my Payne's gray again. And again, I'm just going to tap the brush on there a few places, and we're going to let that dry. I should say we're going to let it mix together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush again. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of green, okay? So far I've been working wet on wet, and then, wet on wet here. This is green, and I'm going to put this green into this area here, the majority of this area. And so this would be wet on dry, okay? And then I'm going to touch it right up to the edge of this right here. And we're just going to let those all blend together. However it is that they're going to blend together, we're not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to do the same thing here again. I'm going to take this brush, knock most of the water off of it. I'm going to pick up a lot of this sienna. We're going to go across here like that. I'm actually going to pick up a little bit more sienna right out of the palette. Maybe put a little bit of that in here too. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush once again, and I'm going to pull out of the sienna. I'm going to create a little bit of brush here. Some undergrowth, some little scrubby trees or something here. And when you pull out of that red, those lines are probably going to end up being red, okay? Look at this color mixing that's going on in here, and we're really not doing too much to get that. So I rinsed this brush off really well, and I'm gonna pick up some yellow. Yellow is not a color that I use very often, but it is a color that I use quite often in the spring. And I'm gonna touch this line all the way across there. And I might even take this yellow and put it in a few places here, just to give the idea of a lighter new growth sort of an effect. Now, what we need to do now is just walk away. Don't touch this anymore. Don't try to augment it anymore. Just walk away and let's see what happens, okay? All right, let's have a look at this. Look at how this yellow has bled up into here and, you know, up into some of these other wet areas, and how this tree line, this, you know, this misty kind of an effect has happened back in here. But that was when we put our mat onto it. Yeah, so you can see how that really, really jumps out at you when you put the mat on it. All right, I'm quite pleased with this one, actually. All right, thanks for watching today. If you're currently a subscriber, thanks a lot. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to know where you're from. If you could leave me a question or a comment in the comment section, I would really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you again next time.